Hey, I'm Coach Colin Castello with Shot Mechanics, and this is NBA Shooting Secrets, JJ Redick. Alright, so the first thing I love about JJ Redick isn't necessarily his mechanics, but how he sets up his shots. He's master at setting up his cut by reading the defender. Now there's two main types of cuts that JJ Redick takes. The first is what we call a curl cut. This is where he's curling over the top of a screen towards the basket. A curl cut works best when your defender's following you around the screen instead of cutting underneath of it. And because JJ Redick's such a great shooter, most defenses will trail him on the cut. That's why he gets so many of these curl cuts in game. If you look at a poor shooter like Rajon Rondo, most of the time the defenses will go underneath of the screen. So as you're coming off a screen, check and see if your defender's trailing you, and if so, you're gonna wanna curl towards the basket. Now the second main type of cut that he uses is what we call a fade cut. This is where your defender goes the opposite direction over or under the screen, and so you cut away from them, getting extra separation for your jump shot. Check out on this play as JJ approaches the screen, he sees that his defender's getting ready to cheat over the top. So at this point he recognizes it, and he stops his curl cut and turns it into a fade cut where he moves away from the defender, and then bang, open jump shot. Now again, because he's such a great shooter, most of the time he doesn't get a ton of fade cuts because defenses don't like to cheat over the top. But to be an elite shooter, you need to master both, so work on them. The next thing that separates JJ from a lot of great shooters is that he has the picture-perfect upper body mechanics. And because his upper body mechanics are so perfect, it's really easy to replicate, and his consistency is off the charts. A couple things I love about it. Number one, he's a middle finger shooter. That means the ball comes off the middle of his hand and it goes straight towards the basket. Next, I love his guide hand. There's zero interference on the basketball as he's letting go. Notice how his thumb points directly behind him as he shoots. And last, I love that straight arm, fingers down follow through. Put all these together and you have a textbook jumper that's really easy to replicate and gives the ball the best chance of going in the basket. So try these out and see if they work for you. Odds are that if you can add in just one of these three upper body mechanics, your shot will improve immediately. And next, let's talk about his feet. Now I know we talk a lot about being a tilt shooter where your feet aren't facing directly towards the rim, but JJ Redick does actually square up most of the time. But what you will notice is it's not about where he starts, but where he finishes. Notice he does start pretty square to the basket, but as he shoots and he releases, his feet turn. Sometimes even as far as 90 degrees. So although he does start square, he still releases the tension in his arm by opening in mid-air. Check it out on this play. He starts square, he elevates, rotates in mid-air, and his feet end at 90 degrees. So the idea is at the point of release, his feet have turned and he's unlocked that tension in his shoulder. So I understand that starting from a tilt might be uncomfortable for you and your coach might hate it, so try tilting in mid-air and see if that works for you. After all, the idea is we're just trying to release that tension in your shooting shoulder. Also, don't forget, if you're new to Shot Mechanics, you're gonna wanna do two things. Number one, hit that subscription button below and join the Splash Army, because we're putting 4 to 5 videos out every week and we're trying to get you better. Number two, you're gonna wanna click that annotation above or the link in the description to get a free copy of our top 3 favorite shooting secrets. These are shooting secrets that NBA players like JJ Redick, Stephen Curry, and Damian Lillard use to make sure that they're lights out in their games. And we want you to have them for free. All right, again, I'm Coach Colin Castello with Shot Mechanics, and I'll see you on Monday for our Drill of the Week.